My presentation is on heat, temperature, and thermal energy. My name is Jamie Milani. Let's first talk about heat. The heat we're talking about is not the Miami Heat basketball team. We're actually talking about science. Does this pot of boiling water contain heat? Objects can't contain heat. They can contain thermal energy though. Thermal energy is the total energy of all the particles in an object. Thermal energy is dependent on the temperature of an object and the number of particles in that object. After heat has transferred to an object, it ceases to be heat and becomes thermal energy. The more particles an object has, the more thermal energy. Take, for example, this 1 liter and 2 liters of boiling water. The 1 liter would have less thermal energy, and the 2 liter, because it has more particles, would have more thermal energy. Heat is the transfer of thermal energy from a warmer object to a cooler object, or from a cooler object to a warmer object. Heat is the movement of thermal energy. When both objects reach the same temperature, heat stops transferring. Heat is measured in units of energy, called joules. Let's talk about temperature. Temperature is the measurement of the average of kinetic energy of the molecules in a substance. Not the total, but the average. For example, in this 2 liters and 1 liters of boiling water, the 2 liter has twice as much molecular kinetic energy. But the temperatures of the 2 volumes of water are the same because the average kinetic energy per molecule in each is the same. Kinetic energy is the movement of particles in an object. For example, a glass of water sitting in the hot sun, the particles will move faster, having more kinetic energy. But a glass of water sitting in a cool house, the particles will move slower, generating less kinetic energy. Temperature is a measurement of how hot or cold something is compared to a reference point. So reference points are usually like the boiling point or the freezing point. There are 3 measurements of temperature: Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin. The 3 temperature scales, Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin, absolute 0 on Kelvin is 0. This is the lowest temperature possible. At 0, no particles have any kinetic energy. 0 is equal to negative 273 Celsius and negative 459 Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is used by the United States, Celsius is used by most other countries, and Kelvin is used by scientists. These are my references. Thank you for listening to my presentation.